Right now, money is leaving your life whether you notice it or not. For most people, wealth is not destroyed in a single decision. It disappears through small leaks. An impulse purchase here. A forgotten subscription there. A paycheck that arrives with good intentions and disappears without a plan. You work hard. You earn money. Yet the feeling of financial progress always seems just out of reach. The reason is simple. Most people are trapped inside a cycle they never consciously chose. Earn. Spend. Repeat. Every advertisement wants your attention. Every lender wants your future income. Every convenience is designed to separate you from your money. The system does not need to keep you poor. It only needs to keep you distracted. And distraction is expensive. The moment you stop and examine where your money actually goes, something changes. You begin to see the leaks. You begin to see the habits. You begin to see the patterns. And awareness is where wealth begins. Because wealth is not built with money first. It is built with thinking. The people who eventually become financially free learn one powerful lesson. Money is not something to spend. Money is something to deploy. Every dollar has a job. Every dollar is a worker. Every dollar can either disappear forever or be sent out to bring back reinforcements. That is the difference between consumers and builders. Consumers ask what money can buy today. Builders ask what money can create tomorrow. Imagine two people earning the exact same income. One upgrades their lifestyle every time they get a raise. The other upgrades their assets. Years later, they are living completely different lives. Not because they earned differently. Because they thought differently. This is where identity enters the picture. Most people believe wealth starts in a bank account. It doesn't. Wealth starts in self-image. The person who sees themselves as a builder behaves differently than the person who sees themselves as a spender. Identity shapes habits. Habits shape decisions. Decisions shape outcomes. If you constantly tell yourself that you're bad with money, your actions will follow that story. But the moment you adopt a new identity, everything changes. You stop asking how much something costs. You start asking what it costs your future. That shift alone can transform your financial life. The next lesson is patience. Modern culture rewards speed. Financial freedom rewards discipline. Most people want immediate rewards. The wealthy learn to wait for larger rewards later. They understand that every unnecessary purchase carries a hidden price. Not just the money spent today, but the wealth that money could have created tomorrow. Patience is not passive. Patience is strategic. Every time you delay a purchase and invest instead, you strengthen your future. Every time you choose long-term growth over short-term pleasure, you move closer to freedom. And that brings us to one of the most overlooked wealth skills. Attention. Your attention is one of your most valuable assets. Where attention goes, money often follows. If your attention is constantly captured by distractions, trends, comparisons, and endless consumption, your finances eventually reflect it. But when attention is focused on learning, building, improving, and investing, wealth begins to grow naturally. Successful people guard their attention carefully, because they know distraction has a cost. Focus creates opportunity. Opportunity creates income. Income creates options. And options create freedom. The next principle is ownership. Ownership changes everything. Consumers rent their future. Owners build their future. Owners accumulate assets. Owners create leverage. Owners allow their money to work independently. Whether it's investments, businesses, intellectual property, or productive assets, ownership creates possibilities that consumption never can. Every asset becomes another worker. Every worker produces more results. And every result compounds. The beautiful thing about compounding is that it often looks small in the beginning. Then suddenly it looks unstoppable. That is why consistency matters more than intensity. Small actions repeated over years become extraordinary outcomes. But none of this works without emotional control. Most financial mistakes are emotional. Fear causes people to quit. Comparison causes people to overspend. Stress causes people to make impulsive decisions. The market is rarely the biggest threat. Emotions are. The people who win financially are often not the smartest people in the room. They are simply the most disciplined. They make decisions based on plans instead of feelings. They create rules before emotions arrive. And because of that, they remain steady when others panic. The next principle is loyalty to your future self. Every decision you make today sends a message to the person you will become tomorrow. Every dollar spent carelessly is a resource your future self never receives. Every dollar invested is a gift delivered forward through time. Imagine meeting yourself 10 years from now. What would that person thank you for? What would they wish you had started sooner? That question alone can change your priorities. Because wealth is not really about money. It is about alignment. Alignment between today's actions and tomorrow's goals. As these lessons begin working together, something remarkable happens. You stop reacting automatically. You become intentional. You stop drifting. You start directing. You stop seeing money as entertainment. You start seeing money as a tool. A tool that can create choices. A tool that can create security. A tool that can create freedom. The old version of you begins to fade. The version that spent without thinking. The version that followed the crowd. The version that believed financial success belonged to someone else. In its place, a new identity emerges. One built on awareness, discipline, ownership, patience, focus, responsibility, and vision. You begin to understand that every action matters. Every purchase is a vote. Every habit is a vote. Every investment is a vote. Every day you are casting votes for the person you are becoming. That realization is powerful because it means your future is not created by luck. It is created by repeated choices. One decision at a time. One habit at a time. $1 at a time. Financial freedom is not a destination reserved for a lucky few. It is the result of consistent alignment between mindset and action. The moment you understand that, you stop looking for shortcuts. You start building systems. You stop chasing appearances. You start creating substance. You stop accepting limitations. You start expanding possibilities. And eventually, you realize something most people never do. Your financial life changes the moment your thinking changes. Because wealth is built twice. First in the mind, then in reality. And once that process begins, everything else becomes possible. The question is no longer whether wealth can be built. The question is whether you are willing to become the person capable of building it. Awareness creates discipline. Discipline creates consistency. Consistency creates wealth. And wealth creates freedom. The old version of you is fading. A new identity is taking its place. You stop seeing money as status. You stop seeing money as proof of worth. You begin seeing money for what it truly is. A tool. A resource. A multiplier. Your money is a weapon, pointed at your future. Every dollar becomes a soldier working toward freedom. Every investment becomes a declaration. Every disciplined decision becomes an act of self-respect. And perhaps most importantly, you stop accepting limitations that were never yours to begin with. You owe no one your financial ceiling. Not your friends. Not your family. Not your coworkers. Not the system. Not the voices that told you wealth was reserved for someone else. Your responsibility is not to remain financially small so others feel comfortable. Your responsibility is to become financially capable, financially aware, and financially free. If this message challenged the way you think about money, then subscribing is more than supporting a channel. It is your first act of financial sovereignty. It is a decision to keep strengthening the mindset that builds freedom instead of dependency. And before you leave, answer this honestly in the comments. If every dollar you've spent in the last 12 months revealed your true priorities, what would your money say you actually worship? Every purchase is a vote for who you are becoming. The broke version of you is dead. Not because your bank account changed overnight. Because your relationship with money changed. Your money is a weapon, pointed at your future. One decision at a time. One habit at a time. $1 at a time. Financial freedom is not reserved for a lucky few. It is built by the consistent. Wealth is built twice. First in the mind, then in reality. And once that process begins, everything else becomes possible. The question is not whether wealth can be built. The question is whether you are willing to become the person capable of building it.